Many people think winter means the end of gardening until spring rolls around again. They look out at their yards and see nothing but bare branches and brown grass. But here's something wonderful I've learned over the years. Winter doesn't have to mean a dull, lifeless garden. There are stunning plants that not only survive the cold, but actually shine during winter months. And the best part? They're incredibly low maintenance. No constant watering, no fussing, no heavy work, just beautiful color and life when you need it most. Today, I'm sharing 10 winter plants that will brighten your garden without wearing you out. These are plants I've come to rely on over the years, especially now that I want beauty without all the bending and lifting. Let's dive in.
Number 1. Winter pansies, cheerful faces in the cold. When everything else has faded, winter pansies keep smiling up at you with their bright, cheerful faces. These little beauties come in gorgeous colors, deep purples, sunny yellows, and vibrant oranges. What I love most about winter pansies is how forgiving they are. Plant them in containers near your front door or in garden beds, and they'll bloom right through light frosts and cold snaps. They don't need constant deadheading or special care. Just a bit of water when the soil dries out, and they're happy. I keep several pots of them on my porch steps, and they greet me every morning with color. On dreary winter days, that splash of brightness lifts my spirits more than you'd imagine.
Number 2. Hellebores, the Christmas rose. Hellebores, often called Christmas roses or Lenten roses, are absolute treasures. They bloom in late winter and early spring when almost nothing else dares to flower. These plants are tough as nails. Once established, they handle cold, shade, and even neglect remarkably well. Their elegant, downward-facing flowers come in shades of white, pink, burgundy, and even deep purple. What really sets hellebores apart is how long they last. The flowers stay beautiful for weeks, sometimes months. And unlike many perennials, they don't need to be divided or fussed over constantly. Plant them once, and they'll reward you for years.
Number 3. Ornamental kale and cabbage, unexpected beauty. Now I know what you're thinking. Kale and cabbage in a flower bed? But trust me on this one. Ornamental kale and cabbage are absolutely stunning in winter. Their ruffled leaves come in combinations of purple, pink, white, and green, looking almost like enormous roses. And here's the remarkable thing. They actually get more colorful as temperatures drop. The cold intensifies their hues. These plants ask for almost nothing. No pruning, no deadheading. Just plant them in fall and they'll provide color all winter long. I use them in containers mixed with pansies, and the combination is striking.
Number 4. Winter jasmine, sunshine on a stem. While most plants are sleeping, winter jasmine wakes up with bright yellow flowers that look like little bursts of sunshine cascading down its stems. This plant is wonderfully carefree. It grows as a sprawling shrub or can trail over walls and slopes. Once it's in the ground, it practically takes care of itself. No special fertilizers, no constant pruning, just reliable winter color year after year. I planted mine near a fence years ago, And every January, when the weather feels especially gray, those yellow flowers appear right on schedule. It's like nature's way of promising that spring will come.
Number 5. Winterberry holly. Brilliant red berries. If you want something that stops people in their tracks, winterberry holly is it. After the leaves drop in fall, this shrub reveals clusters of brilliant red berries that persist through winter. Birds love these berries, so your garden becomes a gathering place for cardinals, robins, and other beautiful visitors. Watching birds feast on those bright red berries against snow or gray skies is absolutely magical. Winterberry is remarkably low maintenance. It doesn't need pruning or special care. Just plant it in a spot with decent drainage, and nature does the rest. For minimal effort, you get maximum impact.
Number 6. Evergreen shrubs, year-round structure. Boxwoods, hollies, and junipers might not be flashy, but they're the backbone of a beautiful winter garden. When everything else dies back, evergreens provide that essential green structure. What makes these perfect for seniors is how little they demand. A bit of shaping once or twice a year, and they're set. No watering unless we're in drought, no fertilizing, no constant attention. I use boxwoods to frame my garden beds. They look polished and intentional, even when nothing else is blooming. And in winter, they're especially valuable. They remind me that life continues even in the coldest months.
Number 7. Snowdrops. Delicate but determined. Snowdrops are tiny white flowers that push up through frozen ground, sometimes even poking through snow. They're among the first signs that winter won't last forever. These little bulbs are incredibly easy. Plant them once in fall and they'll naturalize, spreading slowly on their own. They don't need dividing, they're not picky about soil, and they come back reliably year after year. I have a small cluster under a tree, and every February they appear like little beacons of hope. They're small, but they pack an emotional punch. After months of winter, seeing those white blooms is like receiving a love letter from spring. Number 8. Witch hazel, fragrant winter blooms. Witch hazel is one of those plants that surprises people. In the dead of winter, it produces spidery, fragrant flowers in shades of yellow, orange, or red, depending on the variety. The blooms have a sweet, spicy fragrance that carries on the air, a wonderful surprise on a winter walk through the garden. And the plant itself is incredibly tough and disease-resistant. It doesn't demand rich soil or constant care. Just plant it and let it do its thing. I planted mine years ago near a path, and now every winter I make a point to walk past it just to catch that beautiful scent. It's one of those simple pleasures that makes winter gardening worthwhile.
Number 9. Camellias, elegant winter flowers. Camellias are like the elegant ladies of the winter garden. Their glossy evergreen leaves look polished year-round, and in winter they produce gorgeous rose-like flowers in shades of pink, red, or white. These plants are surprisingly hardy once established. They don't need deadheading. The flowers simply drop when they're finished. They prefer a bit of shade and acidic soil, but beyond that, they're quite self-sufficient. I have a camellia near my back door, and on gloomy winter mornings, those perfect blooms make me smile. They're proof that beauty doesn't have to be complicated or require endless work.
Number 10. Heather, low-growing winter color.
Heather is a fantastic ground cover that blooms in winter with tiny bell-shaped flowers in shades of pink, purple, or white. The foliage itself is attractive year-round, coming in shades of green, gold, or even bronze. What I appreciate most about heather is how it fills spaces without any fuss. It spreads slowly, stays low to the ground, and requires almost no maintenance. No deadheading, minimal pruning, just steady, reliable color. I use heather along the front of my garden beds. It softens the edges and provides texture even when it's not blooming. For seniors who want their gardens to look full and beautiful without constant bending and weeding, heather is a godsend. Winter doesn't have to mean a lifeless garden. With these 10 plants, you can have color, texture, and beauty all season long without exhausting yourself. These are plants that give generously and ask for very little in return, exactly what we need at this stage of life. The best part? Many of these can be planted right now or in early spring, giving you something to look forward to next winter. Have you grown any of these winter beauties? Do you have other favorites I didn't mention? I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. If this video helped you see winter gardening in a new light, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your gardening friends. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Until next time, keep growing, even in winter. Happy gardening!